And we begin tonight with the latest on two Jacksonville officers who were shot late Friday night. Those two officers are said to be stable after an ambush-style attack on the west side late last night. The gunman has been identified as 25-year-old Derek Brabham. Just before 11 last night, officers received a call about an attempted suicide. The caller told officers Brabham threatened to kill himself and also threatened to harm 3 women and a 19-month-old baby who were all inside a home. This all happened in the 5100 block of Seaboard Avenue. When police got there, they tried to enter the home. Brabham came outside armed with a rifle. Shots were exchanged. Now, this is a picture of the rifle that Brabham used. 2 officers were hit along with the suspect, who later died at the hospital. One of the officers shot, Kevin Gerald. This is a picture of him. The other officer who was shot, his name is Michael Fox. Now, tonight, Brabham's motive is still unclear. We don't know why he did it, but First Coast News' Monica Garcia spoke with some neighbors who say they are surprised that this all happened in their neighborhood.
Friday night, 11 o'clock, Jacksonville sheriff's officers responded to a home on the west side. That's where a man with a rifle was threatening to kill himself. Inside the home, 3 women and a 19-month-old baby.
An individual making threats to harm himself and to harm other people inside of that residence.
The call came from the family's bathroom. That's where the man's girlfriend, her mother, and a family friend were hiding. When arriving to the home located on the 5100 block of Seaboard Avenue, officers jumped into action.
And as they did that, they heard gunfire from inside the house.
When they rushed into the home, they were met with bullets fired by the suspect, identified as Derek Brabham.
We're talking, a gun battle within 4 or 5 feet of each other.
2 officers were struck. Kevin Gerald, a 5-year veteran, shot in the stomach under his vest.
He's got a long road back, he really does. But he's was in good spirits, was awake, alert.
Michael Fox, an 11-year veteran, was shot in the hands. You can see the damage to the gun the officer was holding.
In such close proximity, I mean, it's as real as it gets.
Both officers are in stable condition. Meanwhile, neighbors say they did not see this coming, although the family kept to themselves.
It's surprising that happened in this area because nothing like that ever happened since I've been living here.
It's devastating to hear that, and I just get emotional just hearing that, because I mean these cops are going out, protecting us every day, and just to hear that something like this is happening, it's awful.
Monica Garcia, First Coast News.
So JSO says Brabham had been drinking all evening before the attack, and they say it was alcohol that fueled a domestic situation. We've also learned Brabham had no previous criminal history. So our team coverage continues tonight with First Coast News reporter Shelby Danielson. She joins us live from Seaboard Avenue where this all happened. Shelby.
Anthony, good evening. Well, police tape is down, officers are now gone, and people are allowed back in their homes. A lot of people are trying to get back in their homes earlier this morning, and they told us obviously they couldn't, as there was still pretty active presence on this scene. Now, the home where this all happened right behind me here, and you can see it's a little buried back. We did knock on the door. The people inside do not want to talk right now, but we've been walking around talking to some neighbors. You can imagine how alarmed they were last night. You heard some of them earlier, and actually a couple of neighbors told us that they have seen officers called to this home before. They believed it may have been related to domestic violence, but they were unsure. They just know that they have seen officers in this driveway in the past. So we spoke with one neighbor right next door. She says her and her daughter were at home when this all unfolded.
I just woke up, and then next thing you know, all I heard was screaming a little bit, and it was like douche, 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 and then no, somebody screaming. I heard a female scream no, so that was about it.
That must have been really scary. What did you do? Did you guys run to safety?
I just stayed in my room. We stayed where we was, and I let her sleep next to me.
It must have been very frightening, but again, they're thankful that it wasn't worse. We know that the suspect is dead. As we mentioned, those 2 officers in stable condition, Michael Fox, an 11-year veteran, was in surgery this morning. And then Kevin Gerald, we know, is a 5-year veteran. He was actually Officer of the Month in May of 2016. We're working to learn more about these officers. We'll have more tonight at 11 on First Coast News. Live on the west side, Shelby Danielson, First Coast News.